I'll tell you, it was a pleasure fighting here. It was a little stressful leading up to the fight. Keith, my coach, will tell you I'm very routine in my training and my preparation, in my schedule. So to leave a week, 5 or 6 days ahead of the fight and get out of my comfort zone for the first time, it was a little stressful. Once I got here and got settled in, though, it was we got right on a set schedule and we stuck with it every day. As far as workouts, meals, bedtime, where we ate the same place every day. And apparently Outback Steakhouses are very popular here, which is funny because they're not really in America. But it was a pleasure. It was cool to go to a different country for the first time. And I've never been outside the U.S. other than Canada. Try to figure things out and figure out what they're saying to us and what we're saying back. It was a neat experience. My brother came down and he was learning Portuguese along the way. It was pretty neat. And we had Joe Scarola, my jiu-jitsu coach, translating for us. He's pretty fluent in Portuguese. Yeah, I'm very aware that I still have a lot to learn. Not only technically wise, I think technically I do have quite a bit of skill in all three departments. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and striking. It's just the comfortability thing. And my coach even said it, Keith, after the fight, I'm learning on the job. Because I only have 7 MMA fights and I had no amateur experience. I came right out of wrestling retirement into training for fighting, and I only had my first pro fight 2.5 years ago. So, but I'm learning on the job, and I think I'll get better every fight. I felt better the third round than I did the second round, and I felt better the second round than I did the first round. So, comfortability-wise. Yeah, I spent a majority of the fight on top, in the top position. I had him on the cage for quite a bit of the fight. I know, I didn't want to spend too long in on his legs when he was landing those elbows. I know those rack up points. So I had to make sure that those weren't wasted attempts. If I would have let those go, he would have gotten away with a takedown defense and a whole bunch of elbows. So I need to make sure I finish those even though they hurt a little bit. Well, I mean, he's 6'1". It's like I'm not going to be able to land straight right hands without something in front of it. And I think it's pretty evident. My jab's my strongest punch. I hurt him with a jab a few times. I just gotta commit and be a little more comfortable throwing the rest of my striking arsenal, which I definitely am more comfortable than I was last fight. I think anyone that watched my last one will tell you I definitely landed a lot more tonight than I have previously. And the jab is the plan on a taller guy. You got to get inside. I would have liked to use a few more double jabs to get in and then follow it up with a right and a hook.